Hi guys, my name is Tatyana Ryzhkova and I welcome you at Ask Tatyana. Why do I forget pieces? This is the question that probably many of you know very well. Today I would like to show you some of the possible reasons why it happens. And I don't want to talk about the case when we forget the piece because we didn't play it for half of a year or even for a year. But I will talk about the case why do we forget the pieces that we are learning or that we learned to play recently and actually can do it quite well. But at one point, under certain circumstances, we just forget it and get a blackout. That could be during performance, that could be in a lesson, that could be during recording, whatever happens. Let's take a closer look. Why does it happen? Learning a piece of music, we use different types of memory. The first one that starts to work very active is muscle memory. That is what our fingers remember where to play and how to play. Then we have audio memory. It's the sound of the music so you can sing the melody that you learn. Visual memory, I would separate it in squares and fingers. Some of the people remember very well the sheet of music that they play, or maybe the tab, and other people remember very easily how the fingers move. The next very interesting, and actually these two are my absolute favorite, intellectual memory. That is what our brain says what we play, why we play, and where we played. And the last but also very important one, emotional memory. These are all the emotions that are connected with a particular piece. I will talk concretely about each of these types in the next episode, and I will give you the tips, practical tips, how to work with each, how to practice it, and how to connect them to a great memory result in a piece. But today we just wanted to take a look, why do we forget the pieces? And knowing all these types of memory, usually we use automatically only one, the first one, the muscle memory. That is the most passive memory that starts to work, that gets activated immediately when you take the guitar in the hand and start to play something. Already from the first note it starts to memorize and your fingers learn what they do, and if you repeat it many times then they just can do it. This type of memory doesn't need your active participation. You don't need to say your fingers, come on first finger, remember where you are. It just happens. That's great, but having focus only on this muscle memory or using only this muscle memory is very, very dangerous, and it's one of the most common reasons why we forget the pieces. This memory comes very easily, but it goes also very easily. So in this case, as more different types of memory we can connect and involve in our memorization process, as better result we will have, as less we will forget the pieces, and as better we can perform it also under stress circumstances. Let's take a look which concrete tips could help us. As I said, use different types of memory. How to involve each of them, how to practice each of them, I will say concretely in another episode. Always look for new details. That is something that helps us to keep the concentration, because these blackouts, they happen in the moment where our head doesn't follow the music anymore, but when we lose concentration and start to think about something else, and then we cannot get back to the music. Because of that, to avoid this disappearance, it's important to look always for new, fresh details. Think about new dynamic. or more extremely dynamic. Add new color in the piece or a particular spot, or keep your focus on a special chord. No? Look for some new triggers that will help you to keep your concentration and attention on music. Next point, relearn regularly. This is my absolute highlight that I use a lot, and that helped me a lot against the blackouts during performances. And each time when I prepare the piece for any concert, even if it's the piece that I play already for 15 years and I could play it absolutely blind, nevertheless, I relearn them very actively to make my memory be very, very stable for the stress. I take smaller parts of the piece, try to learn them as I would see them just for the first time. So I'm looking against what kind of the chord it is, which fingers do I need, how they move, how it sounds, where is the melody. All these small details, I reactivate them again, and that helps me to keep also my concentration during performance. And the last but not least, make it emotional. Very interesting moment. Each day we get lots of information, and our brain couldn't keep them all, so there is a system how to filter and to systemize everything what comes into our head. And there is one filter that helps to organize all the impressions and all the information. This is the emotional filter. So the news which are emotionally neutral for us, they will be removed quickly over the night, and maybe tomorrow you will not remember about that. And the news and impressions that has this emotional filter, it's like a marker, important, something special. And these types of information, they will be transferred into our memory in a short term and then into long-term memory. Great to use it in a learning process. When you play the music, make it for you emotionally. Maybe you can connect it with any emotional personal experience, or you can find a particular emotions in the music and try to show them. As better you can do it, as more emotional the piece will be, and as better it will go through all the stations in your head, and it will be put it on the right place of long-term memory. So to make a conclusion of this topic, we forget the piece because we lose our concentration, and for not making it happen, we need to use as many different types of memory as possible, and we need find interesting new details in the piece we can concentrate on during performance. I'm looking very much forward to your comments, to your own experiences. If you already had these blackouts, if it was something that you could overcome, how? Please feel free to share your experiences with me. And of course, don't forget to press the like, to put subscribe, and to press also the notification bell so you will not miss my next videos. And if you like this video, if you would like to support me, or you would like to learn more, then join our Patreon community on patreon.com. Thank you very much for your attention. Looking forward to your comments, and see you in the next episode.